Hey everyone, welcome to FMA Talk Live. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm your host, Datu Tim, and this is today's co-host, Guru Eric. How you doing, sir?
Not too bad, sir. How about yourself?
Good, but my technology didn't work properly.
Oh, no.
The intro didn't come on because I didn't put it. I did the things a lot of last minute. So I was, for those who don't know, I was in Orlando this weekend for the Mayan conference. All systems go. And evidently coming home, all systems were not go. So they lost my pilot. So first of all, like last night, I got this message. Hey, your plane got delayed, like a half hour. I'm like, oh, great. I can sleep an extra half hour,
Okay.
And then my alarm, I'm setting my alarm. And next thing you know, Janice wakes me up at 3:45 going, hey, when did you set your alarm for? I go 3:30. Looked at the phone, PM.
Oh, no.
Didn't matter. I mean, we got there fine. And we went and did our stuff. And then I'm on the airplane and the connecting flight. There was a scheduling issue. That's why they couldn't find our pilot. Well, they knew where our pilot was. He just couldn't be in the plane when we were there. Bummer, and then trying to edit something while we're doing this. So then we did that. And then once I landed, I went over, there was a Chamber of Commerce event. So I had to go to that. Yay, fun, wow. And it's too late to do that. Okay, I'm back out there. I was kind of hoping I could do something. There's some things I didn't do. So all systems are not go because I'm catching up with things that are going on. But
the day's events.
yeah, so I had a really good time. All systems go went well. So for those who don't know, I'm a member of MAIA, Martial Arts Industry Association, and I'm an elite member. Hey Tony, how you doing?
There's my student. Hello, Tony.
So there's the first thing you do, there's a couple courses you could take, but the first thing you do is the first level is Edge, which is all the social media stuff. They give you the calendars and all the stuff, and it's up to you to put it up, as you go. Then Elite is what I joined, which it's the elite group. And then so just there we go, it's the elite, so it's a higher level commitment. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart.
I gotcha.
When it comes to pricing and stuff like that. I mean, these are for the professionals. So here's the thing.
Right.
I'm like, one of the things they talked to us about is which was interesting, and that all the schools that are in elite are truly the elite schools in the country. Because
wow.
Like we're talking about numbers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The average school in the States,
right,
grosses $5,000 a month. That's not a lot,
No, comparatively.
I'm doing significantly more than that, and which just goes and okay, I'm in elite. I'm not the elite level of elite,
right?
But it's like, wow, if that's the average, so
right.
So things are pretty good,
Good.
And then I just joined. I leveled up. We did CMA. So CMA, Championship Martial Arts, is the group that actually runs it for. So the financial backers of MAIA is Century Martial Arts.
Oh, okay.
So there's another tier above called CMA, which I just joined. So I am licensed to use the CMA brand, which I don't use. It's not something I'm interested in doing. It, I can,
right.
So I can easily become, use the branding on my school. But Horizon Martial Arts has been around there's a bunch of us. So there's a bunch of us inside CMA that has established a brand for years. and continue to keep that same brand going. So people might sit there and see, hey, David, from Virginia. All right. And then, yeah, doing well, Dad. Okay. Thank you. So like in some of my stuff, you might see some branding where it'll say Horizon Martial Arts, a member of the CMA family.
Gotcha.
You know, and oh my God, this stuff, it's proprietary stuff, so I can't share.
Right.
But the stuff that they were doing, the little bits and pieces that just, oh my, it's crazy the stuff that I'm going to have access to now. And it's just a minor investment on top of what I'm already doing.
Now, as part of that minor investment, are they requiring you to carry their brand of equipment or anything like that?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Wow.
No, I mean, so the thing, okay, so so my Elite, I pay, it's like $1,100 a month for a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now part of the CMA brand. And the thing is with the CMA, we talked and they felt that I was a good fit for their family.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, it wasn't they have fired people from CMA.
Oh, wow.
They have refused people from CMA. And actually, even my Elite, some people sat there and said, you're not ready for this. This isn't good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing. It's a toolbox. No one's doing the work for you. You got to do the work.
Right.
And, you know, if you're not going to work.
Where have we heard that before?
Yeah, there you go. If you're going to do the work, you know, you got to, if you're not going to do the work, why bother being part of this?
Right.
So, you know, it is what it is. So
makes sense. I mean, if in order to get out of it, you got to put something in it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm actually going to be talking about this later because I've done some posts about this before. I go, here's the problem. Like there's Maya, there used to be NAPMA, there were some other things. Did my eyes look that messed up?
No, your eyes look fine. They're just.
No, here's the problem. My camera is up here.
Yeah, mine's up here too.
Where it needs to be is right here.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the screen saying that doesn't match up. I got to move the screen. There's other things I need to do too. So I need to get I need to do some lighting and work out in the lighting in here. So if I put on the lights, the overhead lights, my hair disappears.
Well, your hair disappears and I get sunspots.
There you go. Yeah. So you know. So then they won't know which one of the two of us we are. So I don't want to.
Probably, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, well, it sounds like that whole conference went extremely well. You got quite a bit out of it, which is really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. And a lot of things happen. I mean, and like today, like I said, I've been going since 3:45 this morning on the go the whole time. So if I don't put sentences together well, you know, and while I was there, hold on one second here.
Okay.
I'm hearing weird noises in the other room. One moment. Okay, so
you weren't having a home invasion or anything.
No. My dog does stuff, and my dog is upset. He goes through some separation anxiety. Oh, hold on. All right, so the boss is here and taking care of the chair.
Gotcha.
The goal is, we're in the process of redoing our basement.
Mm-hmm.
And once I have, once I had once we get it cleared out. So here's the problem. A family member died, and
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
No. This is a while ago.
Oh, well, still.
Yeah. And then lo and behold, we have the house that said, "All right, well, you take everything,"
Mm-hmm.
and and hold on to it. I'm like, that doesn't do us any good.
Yeah.
So now you've got this issue with space or lack thereof. So now it's everything. We became the dumping ground, and with everybody. Here's the deal: when you have clutter, it becomes more cluttered. When everything's clean, it's easy to keep things clean. So what I'm trying to do is clear out the basement. We're going to finish it. I got a pool table down there. I'm probably going to get rid of it. Although I love playing pool, I just it doesn't work that well. And I want to put down a studio down there so we could do the podcast down there.
Nice.
Okay. So Tony says, Datu, when are you coming to Portland? We've actually discussed that on more than one occasion.
Yes, we have.
I've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
Back early 2000s. And Aaron, thank you.
Hello, Aaron.
Do you know Aaron too?
I do.
So it's oh wow, it's gonna be the Eric show, and I'm just a guest. Everyone's gonna know you. And like, oh, this Hartman thing. So
sorry about that. I had to let people know I was going to be on.
Hey, so listen, okay, so I do want to talk about this weekend. What just happened? So at the Maya show, or at the Maya conference, I bumped into. Well, it was me, and then 5 or 6 MMA social influencers.
Really?
There was me and 6 of them.
Really?
I'm still here. That's all I'm saying. But watch our future. Today's video was a real good one. It's a story about Remy Praces. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's on all 4 platforms. I had to give him a little nudge. It kind of got lost a little for today.
Is this the knife in the elevator video?
Yeah,
I saw it.
Okay, just came out today.
Yep.
And I man, I don't know why that's not coming through. I gotta so it's a good thing, things but so they're all there, and I'm there, and well, I'm still here. So some interesting videos are coming out. So all I'm saying is watch the content.
All right.
I'm actually going to be actually this was one of the ones I was thinking about doing one of the topics, but today's video ties into the social media stuff.
Right.
It's not geared that way, but that's it. Again, Jeremy, nobody heard of the other guy yet. Yeah, nobody's. So that was Robbie D'Onofrio. That's the only guy I knew. There's a Muay Thai guy there, Krav BJJ guy there. Uncle Coach Kevin is another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, which actually I like them because other than the saying that thinking BJJ is the best martial art in the world, he said that you should train everything that brings something to the table.
Right.
I mean, if you want the best in cuddling, you do BJJ. So, I mean, because, and I understand why. So you got to remember this, guys. When it comes to grappling, they wear those nice soft gis, so they're really good to cuddle up with. So,
I can think of other people I'd rather cuddle with.
Yeah, well, I mean, if,
that's another subject altogether.
Yeah. So there's some stuff that's coming up. And well, once again, I'm still here. I think that's I don't want to see anything else to ruin the upcoming content, but
Understood.
it is I had a blast, and I did some good everything was firing on all 4 cylinders, or all 8 cylinders, and a lot of things coming down the pike. I'm in the process of pulling some things together, and for those who haven't seen, the new disarm course is out and up. I don't know. Did you know about that?
I did actually. I saw your earlier shorty videos announcing that had come out. Timely, considering that's something I've been working with my students currently on, is disarms, and actually used. And you can Tony might chime in on this. I actually talked to him about the 3 levels of training and all that information with him.
So while we're here, so people understand this. So I happen to have done a disarm course, and then evidently Paulo Rubio and I are playing point counterpoint, which is fine, and he makes comments about me looking like Guy Fieri, and I, at the end of he says I'm the martial art version of Guy Fieri. And let's get something really straight here. Guy is younger than me. He is the food industry version of me. Let's get it straight. And contrary, which also means I can't be the love child of John Madden and Guy Fieri, because that was the other comment that was made, not by him. That was somebody. These are all the body shamers that make comments. Hey, how you doing, Sam?
Hello, Mr. Sam.
So and this is something I remember. When you put up, I put content up, and I understand when I put content, I put myself out there, and I'm open to be critiqued. The other thing is, when you critique people, you must be prepared for the stuff coming back. Okay, I was at disarm. It looks like you hurt. Listen, if you watch his video, if you see the longer video that I did, I mean, I'm being nice to him. I think I'm being nice. Well, he was the first of us to critique one of us. He did a reaction video to one of the things I put out there. Okay. So when my social media company brought one of his videos up, knowing that he already opened the door, thinking, all right, then, because we had even talked about on previous video, hey, what do we go back and forth? I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. Well, actually, I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling, because he called me when I was sick, and I was just not. And he shared the video with me. I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll give him props for that. And then I'm like, let me think about this. Then later in the day, I go, listen, do whatever you got to do. I was having issues with something in my community, which, I was just like, and then we got that all worked out. I'm like, hey, whatever you want. And then I'm assuming that he decided not to, and I'm fine. And then I did one on, this one guy was talking about that bench sparring.
Oh yeah, I remember that video.
So the guy so I did a reaction video. I was giving him a reaction video to, they say, do something about this. Then I made my comments. The guy did a video back to me. And then Paulo did a video of him doing a video to me to this. I'm like, okay, whatever. So then when it came time, when they did the karambit thing, I mean, listen, the covert draw thing. And listen, the covert draw thing, it goes all the way back to the SIACs, to the early 90s. I mean, I'm just sick of looking at it. And personally, I think what it really came out with some people is there's some tactical guys that would just shove a training knife in their pants so they can draw it out in the middle of an encounter, because you would not do an appendix carry for a knife. I mean, anyone's got a little extra belly, you're going to cut yourself when you pull out the weapon, Right. So, I mean, and appendix carries for firearms, another story. And I've worked with some very high-speed individuals. I'm not a high-speed individual, but I've worked with a bunch, and I've had the benefit of being able to ask some questions and stuff of that knowledge. And I know it's a very interesting way for a covert carry. And there's a whole bunch of things. Even the CIA uses that, but they also do where they have a cover garb, where you pull it and elbow the person simultaneously while you pull out your gun and shoot. It's a lot of it's meant for close quarter combat. I got an issue with the technique. So when I saw it, I'm like, man, I'm just sick. And it wasn't a Powell thing. I'm just sick of seeing everyone do it. I mean, I'm seeing another guy, hey, I'm like, I got someone in a lock. Oh, let me look. I want to do a covert draw and stab them. Well, if you've got them in a lock and you're controlling them, why would you stab them? It's called an assassination. Stop it. And it's just going down, and I'm just getting sick and tired. So I did a response video to it. I actually made the comment saying, listen, I even like these guys, but I'm sick of seeing this goddamn technique. I mean, it's just cosplay bullshit, and I still stick to my guns and I'm willing to change my position on it if I can find the proper people that I trust with the
dialogue versus monologue.
Well, there's the other thing. But I mean, I need to find some. One of the guys that one of my black belts is former CIA. He wasn't an operative. He was the support team that would extract the operative out. He was the one that showed me that. He's the firearm thing. It's not a blade thing. It's a firearm thing. And if he was to sit there, oh, no, Tim, it is a very good covert carry for a blade, then I'd buy it. But I mean, he's one of the few guys that I trust. And well, when we talked about it recently, he was talking about the bullshit that was coming out of the person's mouth. So, but and then of course, when I did that response about the disarms, I mean, that video, if you saw anyone who saw that video of Paulo doing a disarm, it was being done to fail.
Yeah.
Now, conveniently, it happened to be the time I'm releasing my disarm. So I used it. I had a shameless plug moment. Shameless, no shame whatsoever. Shame, know your name. I took one of those moments. I go, oh well, I'm going to talk about this. Plus, I can get a 2-for-1. Oh, by the way, everyone, comment disarm on any of my reels, and you'll probably get the link to the disarm video.
I thought your timing was impeccable on that, actually.
And I will say that video was done on purpose. I will be the first to admit it. That was done on purpose. No questions asked. But here's the other thing. I've dealt with this stuff for years, and this is, like I said, this is going to be something I'm going to be talking about in the future. And I might just do like the Datu's Corner stuff where I put it out there because I like doing the Datu's Corner, do my little monologue, and address some things real quick. Because the problem with some of the stuff we do here, we just end up being too much into it. And for everyone else, I'm going to drop in the dialogue the link for the new course. So if you want the new course, hey,
good for you. Good for you.
This is my show. I get to promote my products and seminars and stuff like that. So, here's the thing. And this is what annoys me, the hypocrisy of people. Okay. If you are critiquing others, then you cannot cry foul when someone critiques you.
Again, it's dialogue and monologue. Dialogue.
Well, it's hypocrisy
monologue.
Too. When with in the modernist world, okay, listen, Remy Praces dies. Okay. No different than any other system. The family breaks up and they fight amongst each other. Happened in Parker's Kempo, happened in Wing Chun, happened in I don't know if it happened in Wing Chun. Happened in many styles out there.
Yep.
Happened
in Jeet Kune Do.
There you go. I mean, and no one knows. I didn't even have to comment disarm. That's how good. Got to do what you got to do. There's an opportunity to plug it, so be it. Yep, there you go. And look, check your messages. So if the funny thing is, like, so Jeremy made it. Actually, no, it wasn't Jeremy. Somebody else made a comment to me like, "What happened here?" I go, "You probably meant some guy was busting my chops or something." And then you go, "And you spam me," and I actually apologized. And I go, "Listen, I'm sorry." I go, "There's certain keywords that have automatic generated stuff. that being said, and then we talked a little, and he actually was cool with me afterwards. Was like, hey, good, we got through that, but there was a moment there. It's like,
Right,
okay.
but again, it circles back again. You had a dialogue versus a monologue.
Yeah. So when he did the video about how Tim Hartman sucks, okay, whatever, So I made my comment about this on, because here's the problem with all the videos. So my social posts, the most they can be is 90 seconds long. Not enough time to get all of what I mean out, but plenty enough time to misconstrue what I'm saying, taking it out of context. Hey, Errol, how you doing, brother? Here we go, Tony. There's too much drama in Filipino martial arts, which I do, Filipino martial arts, but there's too much drama. However, I must admit it's entertaining. Yeah.
Entertaining.
Yeah. And then Jeet Kune Do, and then Jeremy. Well, I mean, like I said, to be honest with you, since it's my show, I will say it. I'm surprised that Paulo's saying what he's saying, because to me, he's being very hypocritical, and he's welcome to be on our show. I've had him on the show a bunch of times. He's had me on his stuff. It's what I don't. Disarm or dead arm. And look, you said it, so now you got
the course has been sent to your messenger.
Anyone who writes the word disarm, you're going to find a message. So if you want access to my new course, or if you want to be able to purchase my new course, just throw that down there. It's actually on sale. It's normally $2.99. It's on sale for $99. And let me show you. But the thing here is, anyone who messaged that, it's not me doing it. It's the automated system. So I'm sorry. Well, actually, I am. I mean, it's not what I wanted to do. It's not how I wanted to. I don't want people getting stuff that they don't want. But here's the course, which is actually done very well. These guys, they shocked the hell out of me. Let me go down here. Brand new platform. Look at that. Oh, $249, 60% off. Breaks things down. Talks about all the different disarming. Here are all the disarms, the disarm reversals. Get your lessons. They did a phenomenal thing, But now here's the thing. So we're talking about. Oh, I gotta get over here. Mouse is in the wrong spot. Okay, problem with multiple things. Oh, Renee, you're gonna write disarm. Is that sort of like saying Remy, so everyone has to take a shot? I gotta take this down. But like I said, you put something out there, you say something, you gotta understand that people are gonna say something. And like with the modern East world, that always annoyed me, that I would say something. And I was very particular. Like we would talk about how like promoting myself. People would I would refrain from saying I was number one. Then here's the thing, Renee with the spam. Renee with this, actually Renee's getting spam, because every time he writes that, there's another message going to him. Sign up for my course. Fortunately, it doesn't cost me anything. It's automated. It's part of the system. It's all good. And then God, that's the right. Yeah, put a few spaces in there. So like I said, in the modern East world, people would I would put something out. Like one of the things, I've got a few things. Okay. If you're advertising yourself, are you going to tell someone to do the third best, the fourth best, the fifth best? I have no problem saying that they're number one. I don't have to agree with them, but I actually respect them for actually having the backbone to say it, even though they're wrong. So I would do things like, when people ask me, I go like, well, I was the most visible student professors for doing his arts. And there's a couple people that are more visible. Like Kelly Warden has gotten, he's got a lot of visibility, but it's for his Renegade JKD, which Modern East is part of, but he wasn't he doesn't carry the Modern Art East banner. He's not carrying the flag promoting Modern East. He's got the synthesis showing how Modern East works well within everything he does, and it's not the same, you know.
Right.
He's a world-class martial artist. He's got a great synthesis, and you know, so it's different, you know.
Right.
You got Roland Dantes, who was the bodybuilder and actor and going the politician route. Okay, he's but when it comes to doing Remy's art, I was probably the most visible. I was the most visible for doing his art. People would whine about that. I would say I was the highest tested black belt, and someone in your neck of the woods finally started complaining. What are you saying about me? What? Well, because you never tested for any of your belts. I wasn't saying anything like that. Did I mention that? Did I sit there and say that there are some people who were promoted politically and they were celebrity black belts? I didn't say any of that. What did I say? I was the highest tested black belt. How does that make you part of this equation?
Right.
Unless you feel bad about it. So when people would say shit about me and make comments and then they put out misinformation, because I talked about the facts, they put misinformation out, I would correct them, they cry foul. So with this whole social media stuff out there, I realized that when I put stuff out there, I open myself up. And people aren't necessarily going to like what I say. And any grief that comes my way wouldn't have if I hadn't put myself out there.
Right. Right.
So there's the thing. So, but let's get in today's topic, which ties into a little of this. Well, actually it does, So a rising tide raises all ships. That's an important thing to understand.
Very true.
And a big thing was that I'm going to use Professor as my experiences with Remy, because I just said the word Remy. Oh, I said it again, Renee. That's 2 shots.
Did you say Remy?
I did say Remy. Oh, there's 3 shots, Renee.
Are you sure you said Remy?
I thought I could have sworn I said Remy, but
I could have swore you said Remy as well.
I had the opportunity to go to Datu Hartman's seminar, and the man is incredible to learn from, but his style is no longer traditional arnis, which he openly admits to. Exactly. But and of course, someone put the word disarm down again. Look at your inbox. I wonder if Jeremy couldn't beat the system and it saw through it. So, another guy. Pedro. Well, unless Pedro wants that, then good for him. If you guys all, dropped in your message.
Check it out.
I'm wondering where these are all going. If it's all going to me, you guys all suck. I mean, I know Renee said it a whole bunch of times, and guess what? He needs to learn how to disarm.
And didn't you mention you learned the disarms from Remy?
Yeah, from Remy. Yeah, Remy taught me.
From Remy. Disarms. Remy taught you the disarms. Okay, just checking.
Okay. He goes, nope, I beat the spaces work. Okay, got it. So Professor would do a seminar. And here's an example. Like when any of us do well, it can have a positive effect on all of us. So here's the thing. Remy would come into a town, and he would do a seminar and get everyone excited about doing Filipino martial arts. And the first thing would happen is they'd all look for Modern East schools. Well, besides the host, there probably wasn't one in that area.
At that time? Probably not.
Yeah. So what do you do? So you start looking for people, or maybe there was no Modern Art East school, but there was a different school available. Maybe it was a Pikiti school. Maybe it was a Combatan school. Maybe it was a Doce Pares school. And people got into doing those arts because Professor was a great ambassador of all Filipino martial arts. Obviously, if he had a choice, he'd want you to sign up with him.
Of course.
But he never cared. I mean, he wasn't like, hey, it doesn't, if you train with me or train with no one. He was never that guy.
Right.
I mean, and then if you train with someone else and you decide to show up to his event, he welcomed everyone with open arms. I remember the Lodger family that when I'd go to Maryland would always show up.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo, Bobby, his father, their father, they'd all come by to visit Remy while he was there. And they had a long relationship with that family. You know, he loved everyone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did martial arts alone, he thought it was great. And if you did Philippine martial arts, better. But of course, the best would have been, you know, if you got into modernities.
Right.
That would
Right.
have been ultimately the best.
Right.
But you know, it would help the whole industry when that would happen.
Correct.
You know, people would I would so I people are petty, right? We know how people are.
Mm-hmm.
This would happen while Remy was alive. And someone would write an article. Now, it wasn't me. I was dyslexic, so I wasn't writing shit. And now, fortunately, I can write some great article. Actually, because so if anyone has dyslexia, and you want to be able to put your words on the paper, here's what you do. You get a good microphone, which I have here and up there in my camera, and then open up Word. And then there's a button. There's a dictation mode. You dictate, and even Word these days will give you an option to fix your punctuation. I throw it in ChatGPT. I'll put it as default, and it keeps it in the vibe that I am. I'm saying you can hear me speaking. It just cleans up a little. You know, oh, I knew someone who was pretty. His name was Tom. Wait, I knew someone who was pretty.
Petty. It's actually petty.
Okay. You know what? My glasses. I need to get new glasses. So.
It's your comment from your comment about people are petty. He said he knew a person named who was petty, and his name was Tom.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
Yeah, you know, what's his name?
It's hoping that's mud I stepped in.
That used to be cheese and pizza and all this other.
Yes.
Stuff, so.
Yep.
So it wasn't prepared for that sarcasm coming from him. So I remember Jeff Delaney wrote an article. We have some colorful people in our thing, and there's a lot of stuff that went on. I'm not going to say who's right, wrong, or different. And everyone threw a lot of shade at each other. And some people deserved it for some things, but not for others. So, of course, people got twisted. And they asked me what I thought about Jeff's article.
Right.
So my response was, well, what are your thoughts about Jeff's article? They kind of muttered around all this other stuff. I go, listen, here's my thing. I didn't write it. Okay. If you want an article, write your own damn article. They didn't like that. Because there's another story we'll talk about in a minute. But here at the end of the day, if it got people excited about doing the art, what's going to happen? So Jeff Delaney was in Texas. You're in a school in Buffalo. You're here in Buffalo. You get excited about the art. You look for people in Buffalo because this guy's too far away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
One of my black belts wrote an article about Modernice's next generation. I was one of them. But there was a criteria. I told him that you wanted to do an article about me. And I said, no. Here's what you should do. You go, how you doing there, Carl?
Well, thank you,
How
Mr.
did you
Carl.
like that video I did? So I my black belt did the article, and the criteria was, I go, and here's the thing. I was talking to a local guy, and they made the comment, Remy's got no names. He's got nobody. Like, if you looked at it in Asano, he had a whole bunch of people that are with him. But it's easy when you got Black Belt Magazine down the road, and you can make all these guys names. Why weren't as many East Coast people in Black Belt Magazine and Inside Kung Fu? Because it's a West Coast publication. You know, you can get into the studio, you can do a lot of things, it's a lot easier.
Right. Right.
So when my guy talked about doing an article, I go, you know what? You should do it about that next generation students. And there's a handful. There's like 6 or 7 of us. And I said, hey, liked it. I will see you in class tomorrow. Okay, good. I go,
You
I
just
don't know.
received a link about your holiday event.
Maybe you posted a word in there. Oh, wait. Did you write the word seminar? That's a yes or a no. Do not write it in there.
Oh, he did when he mentioned Kelly,
And
Dr.
that's
Kelly.
why he got it. So I'll have to
That's why I
update.
got it.
So okay, well, in surprise, I do a yearly free seminar. And
You
people can be
do?
part of it. Yeah. And
I
people
did
can
not
hop
know
on
that.
that. And it's a Christmas thing. We've done it for years.
Yes, yes.
Uh
I'm
so
being
that's
facetious.
yeah, you were on that one too. Yeah.
Yes, I was.
So so we did an article and a comment. Someone came to me and go, hey, I'll check this comment in a minute here. Oh, and Tony says LOL. He goes, hey, Dr. Tim, I have dyslexia and I've improved my dyslexia and Eric's been teaching his martial arts to overcome my dyslexia. There you go. I think, and us dyslexic people, we generally have a tendency of being more creative, from what I've been under. Well, people tell me, but so it was Modernization Next Generation. It was a sidebar article during when Remy was featured in Black Belt magazine when he released his Black Belt magazine videos, and people got twisted. Well, it seems like all your people on this other side go. There's nothing stopping anyone from writing an article. Once again, if the article on me gets people excited in your region and you get students out of this, so let's do a modern version here. So Remy's not with us anymore. It's been 25 years. I've become I have always been a social media influencer, but I've leveled up over the last year. So starting tomorrow's April 1st. Tomorrow's my 1-year anniversary. I've went from, wait for it. I went from 7,132 followers between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Okay. 7132. I checked out this earlier today. So it's not 100. It's not accurate to the second. Today being the 31st, the last day of March. I now have 408,695 followers. Unless any of you guys get pissed off at me and you unfollow, but then I will find you. Okay, so and when it comes to Filipino martial arts, I pretty much own the industry on social media. Social media. The only person that's got more is Doug Marqueta. And let's be realistic. A lot of that, I'd say most of that has to do with Forged in Fire. The cool thing now is with Doug Marqueta, he's putting a lot more Filipino content out, which is great. Mm-hmm. So I'd say the top 3 are Doug Marqueta, Jason and I, and myself. Jason and myself use the same social media company.
That explains a lot. Because
explains a lot.
Yeah, you put something out, he put something out very similar. That explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people think that that's my dojo. I'm like, no. They're just coincidental.
Yeah, very coincidental. Very coincidental.
Yeah. So, so I've jumped in the realm of to level this up. So here's what I'm going to ask, because I know someone here has gotten students because of my success.
Who would that be?
I don't know, Eric. Maybe you could let share with the group here.
Yes, I have. Datu Tim has been very gracious, and he actually pointed my student Tony my way, and Tony and I have gotten together, and Tony's a fantastic student. He soaks it up like a sponge, and I can never thank you enough, Datu, for referring him to me. It just seemed like a really good fit. Seems to keep going like a good fit, and I'm very excited for Tony's future in modern Arnese. I really am.
Great. And Errol, who was on earlier, I don't know if he's still here. I referred people to him. Don't know if they came, but I do know his brother from another mother down there over at TSR Kali. They have gotten a bunch. Matter of fact, I bumped into them. They were over at when I went to the Philippines in August for the Worlds. Came back the following week. Well, actually, days later, I went down to Maryland to teach with Rodel de Guck. They attended the seminar, and we were actually talking about how much referrals. And then one of their students, she came to Buffalo to visit family, in-laws. She came to the student, did a photo op. Like, how dare you? I didn't know she was by you. I go, yeah, she's staying 20 minutes away from my school. I'm like, good for her,
Nice.
So, and then I think another person from that club stopped by, or no, maybe it was Salvatore. It was the guy from Italy, I think, was over. So there was a whole, so I have sent so many people around now. Doesn't mean that people came, doesn't mean that people signed up. I keep bumping into people. I'm constantly asking, hey, whatever happened? Nothing. They called. Okay, but they called. And there's the thing. The rising tide raises all ships. So, yes, getting a little into this, Guru Eric has teach me martial arts. Thank you both. Okay. When I was in the Philippines,
we're working on Aaron right now as a student.
Okay. Cool. When I was in the Philippines, people saw the big picture. They didn't care about the comments of BJJ and MMA, and they took. I go, that was just humor. I'm like, oh, I'm glad that you got it. And the first comment, man, I love what you. And every time, like this weekend at the Maya convention, people are coming up. I'm like, hey, I love your stuff. I go, you want to do a photo? I go, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, and I see the cauliflower ears and stuff. I go, but you do BJJ. Yeah, but I love your shit. It's awesome, man. You keep calling those guys out. And the funny thing is, so I had a huge support from the BJJ MMA community at this convention. And they're telling me, keep calling those clowns out because it's the trolls. They understood what I'm saying. They actually, they must have drained their ears a little to be actually able to hear me. But I'm like, I'd go back and say something. I'm like, I get stupid stuff on the post. Well, like, hey, like Craig's going to grab me. Oh, you could never do that against that punch. You're right, because it's not a punch; it's a grab. But
hello.
Yeah. But the thing here is this: my success has helped other schools.
Yes.
And if you don't understand social media, people make some comments like, "Tell me," and it says. My response to their comments are, tell me you don't know anything about social media by telling me you don't know anything about social media. Unfortunately, you gotta do that clickbait comments to get things going.
Right.
And recently we've done the pivot. So a lot of my comments are a lot more neutral because now I'm talking the individuals versus the trolls. The trolls are now background noise. We don't care. They're just, whatever. I'll make comments to them. I'll go, hey, fatso, you don't know anything. I'll go, yeah, I know how to make people like you watch my videos. So
I love it.
Thanks for the engagement. Keep those analytics going. Only one guy I thought was actually smart. I mean, well, I don't even think he's smart, but it was a one guy who commented to me and just said, hey, I am not going to help your analytics. So I'm commenting to you directly. I'm like, well, good for you. You figured it out. I'm not going to watch your content. Okay, good for you once again.
Like
that's the secret. You don't want to help me. don't watch my content.
I was going to say, if you don't like it, change the channel. But why are you announcing that you don't like it?
Well, here's what I'm going to sit there and say, and well, okay, I will make a comment about I'll talk this about Paulo. This is real simple, and anyone can tell Paulo this is at the 50-minute marker, so you can tell him right where it is. Paulo and everyone else, you don't like my shit, don't watch it. I go, I mean, after the first salvo of stuff from comments, I really, really think very little of Paulo. Okay.
And that's too bad.
Think of whatever description you want in your head. You can think of what's in my head, waste of DNA, in my opinion. Very petty person, and hypocritical because he says shit about everyone, and then he gets one little bit of critique and he cries foul. And then he dropped a racial, he went racial on me, the first comment. And then, and the Guy Fury Marshall, I talk about his technique. I don't try to body shame him. I don't do any name callings. I'm not calling an ass or an image. I mean, we know he's acting like an immature child. I think his kids are probably more mature than he is, but whatever. But you don't see me going off. My content is going, like his first one. Why everyone hates Tim Hartman, and then Tim Hartman is a joke. That's the titles of his content. Hey, you know what? There's the hook. There's the clickbait title. I get the social media thing. You know how I combat that? I don't watch his posts. Simple as that. Now, does it change the channel? Does it come across my desk? Yeah, it does, because he and I were friendly.
Right.
Okay. Right. We were friendly at one time. He'd pop on our show. We'd pop on his, okay. Hey, Ron, how you doing? But right now, and if he, it's almost the majority of the material marketed people who don't know FMA. Not the season practitioner. When it comes to, like I said, when I see, oh, great, I'm glad you're doing well, sir. But, here's the thing. If I see someone getting it wrong in modern Arnis, and I'm like, I don't want the wrong to continue. I want it to be right. So if we talk about history, I will try to fix it. Why am I the bad guy if I get it right? Yep.
Why are you the bad guy if you're one of the lead instructors who are trying to ensure your students are doing it right? Yeah.
So in the case of the video with the disarmed, it was very obvious if you watched it, it was done to fail. And there's a whole bunch of other things going on in there. And ultimately, the question should have been, why do people teach the material this way and not demonstrate how you would apply it effectively? Because then the problem, and here's the problem with the information he puts out. So he gets his little cronies. Well, he doesn't, because of the comments, his cronies pop over on my side and start bipping off. Oh, Datu, right. Or Paulo's right, disarms won't work. And then after I do my video the other day before I hopped on a plane, Paulo makes a rebuttal to that video saying that disarms do work. I'm like, well, what is it? Either they do or they don't. So now he's confusing his own people. So, but I mean, I'm just using him as an example. I mean, with everything, there's you know what? So I'll give somebody a plug here. Hey, how you doing? I think I'll be in Sydney next year, by the way. So next July or August, I might be in Sydney. I'd love to call you by your name, but I can't read that. Looks Korean to me. I could be wrong.
It looks Japanese to me, but I could be wrong too.
I don't know.
Yeah, it almost
It's
looks like
something.
hiragana.
It's Asian.
Yeah, it almost looks like hiragana.
Yeah. So, the Modernist people were annoying me, and then they put on the Modernist Roundtable on YouTube with all the top tier people, and I'm like, okay, all right. So at first, I wasn't watching their stuff.
I saw that there was some videos out there about a round table, and I kind of went,
and the guys and I were talking about it, and they're like, well, we don't want to watch it because we don't want to give them views. And I'm like, okay, so I'll go there right now. See, and I'm out actually helping the Modernist Roundtable right now. So they've got 9 videos out, and the first video has been out for a year with only 568 views.
oh wow.
The one that's 2 weeks old has 106 views. And then everything in between. So they're still under 3,000 views collectively between their 9 videos. I initially was just staying away, not looking at whatever. And then I okay. Then once I realized that me watching it wasn't going to change their analytics that much, then I went and looked at it. It's like, okay, fine. And then I realized, okay, well, they got got some things wrong here and there and whatever. Okay. What he was saying was disarms don't work the way they're trained in the technique, which is true, but you also learn to jump, learn a jump shot for the first time while you're being guarded by a professional NBA guy. Yeah. So when he did the video, he did it very disingenuous. He set it up to fail. I mean, that's really what it boiled down to. Because we go back to what I did on my other video. When you sit there and say, "Don't let me do this," I mean, personally, if we're talking in the real world, disarms are, first of all, in a real fight, it's not going to be 2 trained Filipino martial artists. So right off the bat, it is not right. Now you're in a dueling scenario.
Right.
Second, and I don't even know why I wore all that armor. I would have been fine without armor. I would have said, hey, let's go. And if the stick broke, it was a bad stick. You said it, Tony. You said the word disarm. That's it. I'm going to start Modernist Wipeout YouTube channel. It's going to do nothing but videos. I hit my own head with a stick, performing the #1 disarm. Now you got the old check your. You know what? I'm gonna actually. You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna check my. You guys better not be filling up my inbox, because I am gonna cry foul. Someone's gonna pay for this.
Datu had nothing to do with it.
I'm just looking. Yeah, okay, it's not mine. Okay, we're you guys are safe. My inbox is fine. Oh, that would have pissed me off. Oh my god, that would have really pissed me off.
That would have been funny, but nope, not me.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been that funny.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been funny when I did something about it.
That's what I'm afraid of. You're going to come to Portland to give me some stick education.
Rattan therapy.
Rattan therapy. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, thank
you. Yeah. Yeah. So, and like I said, I was concerned at one time about saying, looking at this, that, the other thing, and then realized after I looked at it, after looking at the views, I was like, oh, I can look at this stuff because it's not affecting them. But if you don't like it, you don't want to support the person, don't watch, don't comment, don't do anything.
Right.
But they can't help themselves. They just can't.
I guess that's the part I don't understand. It's just like anything. If you don't like what you're listening to on the radio, change channel. If you don't like what you're watching on TV, change channel. If you don't like a video on YouTube, don't watch it.
And that's something I talk about. No one's forcing you guys to watch my content.
You're not holding a gun to anyone's head, so.
It's all you guys. It's not me. I got nothing to do with this. You don't like what I say? Don't watch it. Although I got people, oh, you're better than this. You shouldn't be putting this stuff up there. I go, dude, you just don't know how the system works.
That's just it. It's like you had
Down to.
explained. Yeah, it's like you explained it in the very beginning, that with your social media company and what they have told you is to get those initial first views, you've got to be controversial.
Yeah. Well, listen. Okay, you want views? Walk around, wear a thong and booty shake and make sexual innuendos. And you know what? Who really wants to watch me walk around wearing a thong? I know I don't. Yeah, there's a visual there. Everyone's going to be scratching their eyes out now.
Damn my eyes. Sorry.
They're all going to be like, ah,
Although I had a friend of mine who got drunk one time and did that as a joke, and it was one of those French thongs or French bathing suit. I questioned his intelligence after that, but
TMI, TMI. But at the end of the day, here. Actually, this is something I really want to talk about. Is like, because a lot of people have come after me with this, and my position here is this. I don't care what you say about my content. I don't care what you say about my techniques. I really don't. And it's the thing that annoys me when people watch my videos when they get something completely wrong. Making the comments like, "Hey, Craig is grabbing me." That's what the technique is. It's a grab. Oh,
Correct.
That punch wouldn't work, or they don't listen to what I say. I've had a bunch of people actually comment like, "Hey, did you guys even listen to the video?" Because that's not what he said. That frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But
and 9 times out of 10 they're probably just glossing over the video, and they're not, like you said, they're not really truly listening to what's being said. They're just seeing this and going, "Oh, well, he's punching. That never worked." Well, it's a grab, silly.
Well, I talked to some of those other guys, the MMA guys, influencers that I butt heads with, and some of the guys like, dude, these guys read the hook, and they don't listen to my videos because everything they comment about has nothing to do with my videos. I'm like, okay, it's just the hook. My thing is this:
they're just ticked at the hook.
You got a problem with me? Okay, call it out. I don't care. It doesn't. I don't sweat your opinion. I don't sweat your right to say things. What I don't like is the body shaming. And like, recently people have been actually tagging. Okay, I think some people know Francis, Big Boy Screamer.
G. Francis, yeah, I do.
Okay, so he
I actually kind of feel sorry for him because the people body shame him so bad that it drives him offline.
Well, first of all, I have no use for him. What I'm about to say, I want everyone to hear what I'm saying. I have no use for him, and I have to have words with him face to face. And when he was at an event in Vegas, unfortunately, there were too many people around him, and I was not going to make the event bad by what I had to say in front of a whole bunch of people. Okay. Got a big issue with the guy, and he and I are going to have words. No questions asked about that. That being said, I don't think anyone should be saying anything about body shaming. Well, first of all, you don't know what his life was like. Right. The other thing, people are actually tagging me in these posts and trying to body shame me through his video. They'll like, oh, look, it's Tim Hartman. Like, well, one, no. Two, and if you're gonna bust someone's chops, Like people are talking about, they're going after me left and right and all this other stuff, and they finish with, "You fat piece of shit." All I'm like, for if you have to lower yourself to have that as part of your argument, then you just threw everything out the window. I mean,
Right.
whatever
Your
you have,
credibility is crap at
yeah.
that point.
And you may have gotten everything 100% correct right with what you're saying, but when you go down that road and say that, it just throws everything out the window. I mean, I'm sorry, and there's no need. If people are that bad, there's no need to talk about it.
Right.
You know, so that I have a problem with these days. And I mean, like I said, they were coming after me for a while. Now they're coming after me by using him. Um, and those who are, I mean, like, okay, so he's done his tappy tappy videos and all this other stuff, and I'm going to be very honest. I think his technique is terrible. Um, but I would never say anything about his body. It's just lowbrow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I might get in an argument with him and say, "Hey, you fat piece of shit," in the middle of a heated argument. But I'm not
Right.
going to do social media posts and stuff like that.
Right.
That just so because when you do that, what happens next? All the trolls come running out, and they
Yep.
just hop on top.
And then you end up with the rising tide going the wrong way,
Yeah,
if you
I
think
mean,
about it.
yeah. So getting back to the big thing, when one of us does well, it helps all of us.
Correct.
And I didn't know that Richard Norton passed away.
Oh, I was going to mention that. I didn't know if you knew that, but he passed away, I think it was on the 29th. So did Richard Chamberlain,
Huh.
Shogun fame.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I thought I saw where I thought his wife passed away.
Nope, nope. It was him.
Oh wow, that sucks. But he was 75 though. I mean, I don't,
Yeah.
and by no means am I, well, okay. Actually, we were Facebook friends. Yeah. And two. Um oh, okay, I didn't see that. It was Judy who wrote it. His girl. Um yeah, I saw him in Atlantic City recently in the last couple of years. Actually, no, not Alaska. It was just
Pre-COVID.
pre-COVID. Yeah, I haven't seen him since COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, but although 75 is becoming a young age these days.
Yeah, yeah. As we all get a little closer to it.
Well, people are living a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and here's the thing I see, getting back to the rising tide here. When someone's successful, everyone else decides to hop on everyone's shit, on that person's
Mhm.
shit. But of course, they'll take the benefit of the rising tide if it works for them.
Right.
But they'll all cry foul. I'm like, why are you crying foul when this guy could be helping you or is helping you?
Hmm.
So, you know, we all have to look at things from a bigger picture. Like
Right.
when one of us does good, it helps all of us.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I can't be the only one that's helped you out because of my presence. I mean, have you gotten other referrals through life and stuff like that due to someone else's
Yeah.
success?
Yeah, I have. I've gotten, back when we still had a Wooing Dao school and I was helping teach doing that, I would get referrals from one of my instructors from Wooing Dao for students. So yeah, I've gotten referrals that way before. Um,
Okay, yeah. Hey, thanks, Ron. I really appreciate you being upfront. I admire your honesty. I don't feel this way about many. I really, next time I'm out on the coast, we gotta hook up.
Well, Datu,
I'll-
you pull no punches, man. You're straightforward. Don't threaten us with a good time, says Tony.
yeah. How dare you engage the same social content creation that came before you? How dare you do it successfully? Well, listen, as far as social media goes,
hmm
let's think about this. That's still the internet.
Right,
In 99, no, 2000, we started Martial Talk,
right,
which was one of the largest discussion groups for martial arts. That and FMA Talk was a split off. The two of them individually were the two of the most popular uses um, for promoting Filipino martial arts. Those two forums were the top two. Oh, here we
right.
go. Nope, it is.
Katakana. I was wrong.
What,
It wasn't hiragana. It's katakana. There's
what's
three. There's three different alphabets in Japanese: hiragana, katakana, and
uh,
kanji.
okay.
Um, the hiragana is, if I'm, and please somebody out there correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, hiragana is what they use for the more Japanese type words. Katakana, this that was used, katakana and kanji. Kanji comes actually from China, but katakana and kanji were used for more of the non-Japanese words and spelling and that kind of thing. I may be totally backwards on that, so don't quote me. If somebody knows more than I do on that, please chime in. But yeah, they have three different alphabets in Japanese: hiragana, katakana, and kanji.
So, of course, Austin saying I'm a legend. Austin is one of the photographers that do all my or videographers. Although he got this, okay, so he got to witness that there was a shitload of smack talk from all the MMA guys, and collectively they weren't in my league. Austin, tell me if I'm true. Tell me if I'm right on that. And I haven't done anything to take away what's coming up. So I haven't talked about what our conversations were. All I said is that they were all there and I'm still here. So, and now that they can't match me when it comes to my witty repartee.
Witty repartee.
Witty repartee.
Witty repartee.
So, I mean, listen, we all got to, I don't give a shit if somebody is successful. Oh, and Austin, actually, I got to confirm him. I thought he was confirming me. I got to confirm him. He's not my Facebook friend. Not realizing that I hadn't confirmed. So, yeah, oh, you're working on a hot rod. What kind of hot rod were you working on, bud? I got to get my Mustang rolling a little better. I'm having an electrical problem. It's not keeping it charged. It's a brand new battery, so I got to see what's going on.
Oops.
Well, I just pulled. Well, it was fine during the winter. And I'd started it up a couple times, and then we hit a real long snap, and I haven't touched it. So now I'm getting back into it. And I'm like, okay, what is going on with this thing? Oh my God, you were a long hair freak at one time.
Who was?
Austin.
Oh, Austin.
Looks like he was. He was a musician at one time too.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So, him and his brothers. So, go back to this. Okay. So, listen, there's so much that happens out there that helps our industry, helps all the industries. This is one of the things we're talking about, like before, like, why am I with WeCAF right now? Because I think they have a shot of all the groups out there to getting our niece in the Olympics or FMA in the Olympics.
Right.
And people say, well, why do you want to do that? They talk about the French Olympics. I'm like, stop it. That was a political statement. We'll look at a different Taekwondo. Yeah, it became the most popular art in the world. Most practiced martial arts system in the world.
Right.
We make it a big dojo. Is that a bad thing? Now listen to me. People can say, if there becomes McDojo schools for our niece, it probably means there's also successful, legitimate schools for our niece. If we can get, if I understand it's rough when you do this full time, things change, you know.
It's rough doing it part time.
Yeah, but when I was part time, I actually worked out more because it was more about the art. Because I had an income during the day that I didn't have to worry about. I didn't have to worry about keeping the lights on because I didn't have to pay myself from the school.
Right.
So for years, I was working full-time martial art hours.
Right.
I had a full-time, part-time club. Now, what I mean by that, or no, full-time, part-time school. I had a dedicated Filipino martial arts school. From about 93 on, it ran full-time hours. I had a rental space I was using, dedicated to me, where I had my own keys and the whole thing going on. I couldn't pay myself. I mean, nothing worth talking about. But I had a day job with full-time hours and benefits. I worked for Advanced Auto Parts, So when I went, not that I wouldn't do things like cleaning and stuff like that, but I wasn't worried about getting new students as much. I was getting them, but I wasn't like, now I have to worry about paying all these bills.
Right.
And paying my own. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay my loans. I have to pay my credit cards. And I don't have another job to do that.
Right.
The other thing I realized is that if I want my school to be better, I had to take less of being my students' training partner and become more their teacher. We had a phenomenal group, and we would bang, and people would see, like, we stuck out in a crowd in a positive way. There's no question about that. We were Professor's elite group. There's, and we had to be, because we were the only dedicated group.
Right.
There were some superstars out. There were some stars. I don't know about superstars. Remy had stars here and there. You got people like Kenny Smith and Chuck Goss would stick out, and Gabrielle from Germany. Hold on here. I lived in Japan. Kanji is the main writing system with most Chinese characters. Most characters are nouns. Yep. It's all phonetic Japanese. Okay, thank you. Thank you for contributing. It's great when people interact with us.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad for the clarity.
Learning opportunities all around us. So as and like I said, we were the star school because we were the only dedicated. I mean, okay, you had dedicated programs out there. So like an acquaintance of mine, Jay Sparrow, she's in Ferndale, Michigan. She had a decent program, but she was a Shotokan school first. So she had solid students, but I mean, no one that really, like, professors saying, you need to come here with me, come there with me. A whole bunch of my students, professor was saying, you need to come here with me, come there with me. I mean, like I said, you'd have people like Chuck, who was a name, and Kenny, who was a name, but I had a shitload of names in my school. And all the other hosts knew my crew. And it was different because I was training. There was their training partners, which made them better. And now through hands-on experience. So they may not have had all the they could have been better from a technical point of view, but hands-on, they had that stimuli right with me. And
right.
But like I said, once I opened up my school, things changed because I now had to work a different, completely different situation. I gotta see this. Okay,
but see, like, I think that's part my situation right now too. Is I'm having to work kind of as teacher and training partner at times, and at least until we get a few more people in.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, until I get a few more students in, then I can start having them all train with each other. But it's work. We're working on it. It's getting there. So
yeah, well, I mean, it takes time.
Yeah,
takes time.
In fact, I don't know if I had mentioned to you, got the logo created for the school got it off to a designer. It's a friend of my daughter's. Should be another week or so. I should hear back on what he's done with the crude design I sent him. So we'll see how it looks. So we're slowly getting the logo for the school, and then I can start getting business cards and getting the push on.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, we've been going at this. We've talked a lot of stuff. We had some people commenting here and there. We just give it to the limit, sir. More power. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Cool. And my phone thought I said something.
Did you say disarm in your phones, Datu?
Okay, Austin should be all set. Okay, Austin messaged me there. Okay, someone put a group photo out. Where am I in this one? Matt. Oh, I am there. Okay, good. I'll have to download that. Yeah, so yeah.
I mean, in conclusion, I think absolutely correct. I think what's good for each one of us is ultimately helping the rest of that community. If there's things that I can do for you that's going to help you, like you need help, but if there's things I can do for you that will help you, let's do that. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I'm trying to be online and get to know not just people from FMA, but some of the other martial arts. I'm following them, trying to bolster them as well, because like you said, rising tide raises all ships. And so, what's good for the community, based off of something you said a long time ago, get the F out of FMA.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the position I've taken, and I'm doing my best to befriend as much of the martial arts community as possible.
So, and I'll probably need to revisit this. Let me just really quick say what the heck we just talked about, what you just said.
Gotcha.
So, get the F out of the FMA does not mean make this a sterile system. I remember on one of our shows, someone who teaches Balintawak happened to be on our show and made the comment about full-time schools. Oh, you can't have it's Filipino martial arts. You can't have it as a full-time school. I'm like, no, you can. Now I understand why you can't do Balintawak as a full-time school, because it's too specific, and it's like having a full-time fencing school. And you might find the right area where you can pull that off, but that is not the norm. That's not what you're going to find in the regular place. How often do you see a full-time fencing school or a full-time kendo school, that pays all the bills, pays for the instructors, salary, mortgage, and all that other stuff? What percentage of schools out there of those I just mentioned can actually pull that off? Of professors' schools, I only know of one person who ran a full-time modern learning school that was successful, and that you're talking to him. Oh, shout out Philippine Thunder Kick Sikaran. Woohoo! Hey, are you coming to the are you World Sikaran Brotherhood? And if so, are you coming to the States for when I host the 7th international tournament? I'm going to have to look this person up to see if they're part of it. So, I got to respond. Confirm. Okay, confirm. I've got all these. There's if we are not Facebook friends, we were friends and you're no longer my friend, it doesn't mean we still can't communicate.
Right.
What I've been doing as of late is getting rid of. I am trying to. Yeah, we have participants. Great, cool. What I'm trying to do is just use this for my business. But Facebook Messenger works whether we're Facebook friends or not.
Right.
My cousin went to a full-time fencing school. They also repaired barn
garage doors.
Filipino martial arts. Wait, of all Filipino martial arts except Kempo. But Kempo's not Filipino martial arts. And that's with an M. So there's Kenpo, which is like more the Americans use. And then there's usually M is the like Shunji Kempo, more the Japanese Okinawan type stuff. And then there's Kenpo, which is what more the American Kempo, the Parker and stuff like that. Here, you got to be quiet. Okay. You have to be quiet, dog. And then I'm trying to find CHO. I'm searching here, see if I can find this person.
But like I said, I'm on a quest to try and befriend as many of the as many martial artists out there as I can, and trying to promote them because it'll ultimately help me promote me.
Hey, let me take care of something. I got to talk to a man about a horse real quick. Why don't you tell everyone about your school and what you're doing up in Portland?
You bet. For those who don't know me, I'm currently running a school. Out of actually running, I've got access to a space that is a Wing Chun school out of Southeast Portland, Oregon. I'm currently doing a modern Arnese class. It's a full modern Arnese class from at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday mornings out of that space. It's located Southeast 8th and Southeast Main in Portland, Oregon. We do an hour every weekend, and everybody seems to have a good time. I'm looking to get some more students interested and come on down to school. Check us out if you're in the Portland area. As I usually say in my tagline, come check out the adventure. Shameless plug.
This show is notorious for that. Okay. Do we have ground rules for the tournament? Yes, sir. Okay, so the invitations have been set. Okay. There's a couple things that are going to go on. We are going to have live stick for 18 and over on Saturday, and then we're going to have a bunch of things going on Sunday. We're actually going to be doing I got a whole bunch of things. It's World FMA Championships, but it's also the qualifier for the WCAF. It's a qualifier to be able to go to the national tournament and try out for Team USA. So I'm the Great Lakes director of WCAF. So working on the details and get that worked out. But we actually basically have two tournaments going on. Saturday is all the main stuff. Mm-hmm. Sunday is the WCAF only. And there might be other things going on. Looks like we're going to have some HEMA demonstrations there, which I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Might have some lightsaber stuff going on. We're turning this into the Buffalo Martial Con, basically, which will host the Buffalo Niagara Labanlaro, which is my tournament, and then we'll have other divisions. So I have to check with the group I'm working with because they make sure that everything we do will be covered by our insurance companies, which is the important part.
That might help.
Yes. So we want to make sure that it's safe for everybody. So I should have that really shortly, Eric. And Eric, where are we from? Well, actually, here's the thing. If anyone needs to get a hold of me, and we can talk more about this, and I can do conference calls using Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, whatever you want to do. Reach out to me directly. Tim Hartman, not Datu Hartman. I don't do. Okay, so I have 2 pages. I have my profile. Well, let me do this. What you want to look for right now is this profile as I pull it up. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to try to do this right. Share screen, window. Okay. Now, ignore the cover because the cover changes, based on what seminars are going on. This is what it right now, but he goes, Tim Hartman, parentheses, Datu Tim. It has, wait for it, an ultimate picture here from when I was in the Philippines. Although I should much PG Ty, who's not here because of not issues. It's a busy time for him with work, which is why Eric's filling in.
Yep.
And you probably see him more often, but he should have had a Red Bull. But maybe it's Blue Bulls, like Blue Bull. Maybe it's Blue Bulls.
Blue Bulls.
Could
be something to do with blue.
Yeah,
blue
Blue
Bulls.
something.
Blue something.
All right. So, but that's the profile you want to look for. This weekend, this is going to change. The cover changes. That's this week's seminar. I got to put the Florida camp up next. But Tim Hartman, otherwise known as Datu Tim, message me through there. You don't have to be a Facebook friend to message me, and I can set up a time to go over some. If you want, let me be quiet. And the answer is no. You won't be quiet. If you want to get some basic ground rules, I can do that. I'll have the written rules shortly because I'm still waiting for others to get that done. The WECAF divisions will be done. We will be following WECAF rules for the WECAF qualifiers. If we have enough black belt Seekeron players, because there's going to be a specific Seekeron division, we will be following their protocols. Although when it comes to safety gear and contact, we have to follow the U.S. protocols because it's my insurance.
Understandable.
So, but that's what's going on there. All right, listen, I think we did good. I'm done this for an hour and a half. It's 10 o'clock. So why don't we wrap this up? Stay on, by the way.
I will.
So you told them how to find you, right?
Yep. I told them where we were located. Can also find me on Facebook. I have a separate Facebook page for Modern Arnis at Lightning Hands Academy of Wing Chun. That's where you can find me. I'm also out on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube occasionally. You can find me all over the place.
All right. Cool. And if you're watching me, you already know how to find me. So, that's the. Oh, he had to go and say something else. Let's read it. My cousin went to a fencing school because he had a weak calves and could not play
spigot. Oh.
Yeah, I just And on that note, so listen,
gotta give him some credit. He comes up, little, but he comes up with some inventive puns.
That's something. That's a way to say it. Okay. So, and on that note, this is always a pleasure. So, thank you so much. This is Dr. Tim and my interim co-host,
Guru Eric.
Everyone stay safe, stay sane, and we will see you all soon.